Howdy, hey. So, you know something that I want to tell the generations before me that I'm pretty sure some other people want to tell them too? We understand how you grew up and the things that you had to go through to get what you needed to get in order to have, somewhat of a good life and all of that shit. We get that. We get it. Some of us get it. But we don't want to do that shit. Like, we really don't want to do that shit. Like, if we can do it in an easier way, we probably gonna take the easier way. Now, don't get me wrong. Doing shit the older way in some things is best. It really is best because you don't want to fuck up the quality of shit. At some point, it has to be quality over quantity. You know, but some stuff we just don't want to fucking do. Like, how long did you really think that y'all was gonna keep this shit going with telling people they gotta go to college, convincing people that they gotta go to college? You gotta get good grades in school and you gotta go to college. Now we see where people are not going to college and they are making bank, they are doing all kinds of things. They are making ways for themselves now. They ain't got much guidance, so they fucking shit up. Some of them is fucking shit up. Some of them is just out here just doing dumb shit. But that is a learning lesson that is meant for that person and that person alone to understand and to get to the bottom of as they continue to evolve in this here world. Um, so yeah, just know that, because I always say this generation right here, but those generations back there too, them back there, they gotta understand that there's just some shit that we just did not want to do. We wanted to explore ourselves. We didn't just want to go straight out of school and get a good job and do this and do that. Like, we wanted to explore and evolve. We wanted to do that shit organically. What's the issue with that? And plus, once I'm 18, you so big and bad on talking about I'm an adult and how I need to get the fuck out. In a sense, for some of us, that was the case. You so hell bent on saying that shit, can't wait to say that shit. If I'm so much of a fucking adult, why does it even matter what the fuck I do? Why do you still care? And then on top of that, with that question of the why do I still care or why you still care, then it comes the question to me of why do I care if a person who is not showing me that they are being supportive, why do I really care about their support on what I do? If I just want to do the shit, I should just do the shit. Don't mean that I don't love you that I love you less. Don't mean that I respect you less. Don't mean none of that shit. It don't mean none of that. It don't mean none of that. I still love you. I still respect you as a person. I respect you as my parent. All that shit. But I'm just grown now. I'm just grown. Let me make these mistakes. Let me learn from this shit. Let me have an interesting ass story to tell instead of the same old ass fucking story that keep getting to. Well, when I was born and then I went to work and then I was in school and all this shit and then I got good grades and I went here and I started working and then I got a wife or a husband and then I fucking had kids and we just made our way right on through. Yeah. Yeah, whatever. Just understand, and it's no disrespect to the older generations because I trust me, I know as I have evolved, I truly understand the gems that are within the other generations. Trust me. So I respect you. I love you. I treasure you. I treasure you. I really do. But y'all gotta get hip to the game that it's not that time no more. And even still with it not being that time no more, don't feel like you can't pass on nothing because you can pass on some good shit. But just be selective about the shit that you're trying to pass on and trying to get people to care about. Find out what people need to be find it's like finding your niche. Figure out what people need to be caring about. What do you feel is important? And put that shit out there. And the people who really want that shit are going to gravitate towards that. You ain't got to do nothing else. Because you constantly keep talking to people. It's like you trying to convince them. I'm sorry if I'm shaking the phone a lot. But it's like you trying to convince them. And you don't need to convince anybody. And that's something that I have learned on my journey going through my shit. Like, even with this whole spiritual awakening situation and all this enlightenment and all of that shit, look, let me tell you. Let me tell you where you get to when you get through all of that shit. You become enlightened, you become awakened, you know some shit, and that's cool and dandy. But if you keep wrapping yourself up in that shit, it's gonna be lonely as hell out here because motherfuckers, it's over. You can't save nobody. You got to get to a point where with your spiritual awakening, just be happy that that shit happened to you and you was able to be awakened and you was able to know some shit. And once you know, you know. Like if you want to change some shit and tweak some shit about your specific journey, then do that. But you ain't gonna be able to save all these motherfuckers out here. They don't care. They don't care, nigga. They don't care. They don't care. So I've gone from this place of knowing all this information, having all these hordes of information and wanting to share with people, but then not wanting to share with people because I'm feeling like people don't want to listen to what I'm saying and they're not gravitating towards the information. So I'm a hoarder from everybody. No, the fuck, I'm not no more. Not no more. Whatever the fuck I want to share, I'm going to share it and I'm going to organically let that shit come to me. The vibes will fucking come. So, with all that being said, to culminate it up, to sum it up, moral of the story is let people do them. Let them gravitate towards whatever the fuck they want to gravitate towards. If some shit that worked or was able to be brainwashed into your generation worked for your generation and fucked y'all up, you can try to give it to these other generations. But if they don't want the information, don't force the fucking information down their throats. Just put the information out there and let the people who want the information come to you. That's it. And then we will all live in a fucking kumbaya land and do what the fuck we want and stop trying to still have a hold on people and a possession on people once they are of legal adult age. And I do that because if some of this shit didn't exist, people would be adults way fucking before 18, I feel like. That's just me. That's just me. But man, just let these people go. When they hit 18, and in this time, living in the time that we live in, 18 is considered an adult, so you can do what the fuck you want. When they hit 18, they don't need to kick nobody the fuck out. I mean, unless they fucking mooching. But ain't no need to kick nobody the fuck out. Just let them gravitate towards whatever the fuck they want to gravitate towards. You know, hold them down for, make a promise. Look, when you turn 18, you can do whatever the fuck you want. I don't care. But until then, I have a moral and legal obligation to take care of you and make sure nothing happens to you. And no, I'm not finna sign no fucking paperwork for you to be your own person at 15, 16. No. No. I say keep a motherfucker till they're 25, but when you reach a certain age and you think you got your fucking degree and you think you know everything, you got to get the fuck on. Shit. But let these people just be. Let us be. As humans, we evolve. Let us just be. We have been indoctrinated. We have been brainwashed with the bullshit. And it has just been passed down. They just made us pass it down to each other. And we have to get to a place where we realize that when there is raw talent, rawness, see how they go after fucking kids, little kids? When there is that raw pureness there, they suck that shit up and they write it up and make it all fancy and shit and regurgitate it right back to you and you think that's some fancy shit. That's your own shit. That's your own fucking shit. They gave you your own shit and made you believe that your raw shit ain't really shit. Oh, well, the way you did it wasn't that great. But the way we wrote it up, nah, motherfucker, the way I did it was good because if it wasn't that fucking great, it would have never caught your goddamn eye. First and foremost, clock that. I'm just saying. It never would have caught you if it wasn't great, first and foremost. So don't play with me. But just let people evolve, man. I get it. Everybody has this shit with their generations that they feel like it's just essential. I get it. And everybody feel like you doing something that's outside of these morals and standards is like you ain't you not a good person or whatever the fuck. And it's like, man, people do whatever the fuck you want. People gonna judge you if you do good. People gonna judge you if you do bad. Do whatever the fuck you want. It don't fucking matter at this point. It really don't. Explore your fucking options and do whatever feels best to you and walk in that shit. Don't backtrack. Don't backslide. Walk in that shit and be accountable. If as you evolve, you realize that you could have did some shit differently, or somebody gave you some advice and you really should have took that shit instead of looking at it like somebody's trying to fucking nitpick at you. Oh, that shit today is killing me. Y'all ask for fucking advice in a sense. What you think? Comment down below. And then people say some shit, and then you want to jump down everybody's fucking throat when they say some shit, and it's real shit. It's triggering to you for a reason. Realize why you getting fucking triggered and handle it accordingly. Don't jump down my fucking throat because I triggered you. I told you the fucking truth. Motherfucker who love you gonna tell you the truth. I love everybody. Everybody just don't fuck with me. Okay. So, like I was saying, instead of taking everything as somebody's nitpicking with you, realize when somebody's really just putting you onto some game. It's a whole bunch of shit that I done got from my elders and people and the generations before me that I'm like giddy as a motherfucker to put into play. I just don't have all the resources that I need right now. But trust and believe when I get it because I'm going to get it. I'm going to get it because I already got it. It's already mine. When I get it and I'm there and I'm in the midst of it, oh, I'm ready to put all these fucking gems into play. I am ready. I am ready to sow all these goddamn seeds. And I'm ready to just watch this shit grow. Because that's what the fuck it's going to do. Because I understand that I need something from everybody. Any and everybody that is on my path, I need something from you, sister. I need something from you, brother. I need something from you, adult. I need something from you, child. I need something. It's giving very much something. So if you cross my path, I'm taking that as, even if it annoys the fuck out of me, thank you. Thank you. Thank you for your time on my journey. Now, when it's up, it's up. When it's up, it's up. But thank you for your time on my journey. Thank you. I appreciate you. Appreciate you, partner. But I need to realize when it's time for you to go, it's time for you to go. So, in culmination, like I was saying before, this is again the moral of the story of the story is just be fucking kind. We all evolve, nigga.